Hi, and welcome to Average Fitness. I'm Ryan again, and I just wanted to talk a little bit on the subject of women and working out. Just recently, I had a friend of mine sign up at the gym that I work at, and one of her concerns was that she wanted to become more physically fit, obviously, and she wanted to tone up, but she was afraid that she would become extremely bulky. Now, this is a common occurrence with a lot of women that come into the gym. They think that if they lift on a regular basis, that they're going to become some sort of jacked monstrosities that that no man would ever pay attention to anymore. But that's simply not the case. And for some reason, no matter what I say, they never listen to me. They always still believe that lifting will make them into veritable hulks. And I want to say officially, for the record, that won't happen. The specific reason being that women do not produce enough testosterone in order to have that happen. Quite frankly, neither do guys. When you think of guys who generally lift huge amounts of weight and they're beastly, and a lot of people find that unattractive, and a lot of people find it undesirable. Those people are generally chemically enhanced, and now I have no problem with anybody doing that. That's their decision. It's their body. They can do what they want with it. But the problem I have is that the general populace, because the general populace is rather ignorant of these issues, they think that lifting in general will make you look like that. And where women are concerned, women believe that the same thing will happen to them. That if they lift on a regular basis, they're going to become these jacked monstrosities. Ladies, I'm telling you right now, no, you won't. You don't have enough testosterone to do that. And quite frankly, let's say you were a woman that was producing a little more testosterone than the average, that it still wouldn't be that much of an issue. And really, if you were lifting and you were getting to the point where you liked where you were, the only thing you have to do is just to continue to do what you're doing. You just keep your weights the way you want them. If you like the way your body looks at that particular juncture, then just don't increase the weight. That's all. It's quite simple. But women just have this fear in them that they're going to become these shredded she-hulks, and I know I'm repeating myself, but it's not going to happen. Ladies, it will not happen. You're fine. And you have to have a weightlifting component, a muscle building component to your fitness routine if you want to start increasing your health and your strength. You have to have weightlifting in there. You have to. It can't be just all cardio all the time. You need to find a balance there, and that's the simple truth. Most women, what they really want, they don't want to lose weight. They don't want to lose weight. And for guys too, weight loss is not the goal as much as changing your general body composition. No one wants to be fat. No one wants to. That's just the case. Anybody that says they want to be only says that because they've given up. They think they can't be any other way. And as adults, that's a choice you make as an adult. And everybody has a propensity to become fat, especially with the Western diet as it is. I don't know if I've talked about that yet, but the point is that this entire idea of losing weight the very words losing weight are dangerous. It's a dangerous composition. It promotes ignorance and oversimplification. A lot of times when people start working out, and once again, this freaks women out in particular, when they start to work out, they'll start to gain weight. Now, if they weren't paying attention to the scale, and they were just looking in the mirror and paying attention to what their friends were saying and paying attention to how well their pants fit, they would notice that their pants were fitting better. They were wearing clothes they weren't wearing before they started exercising. They might find, I found that they've said that their friends say they look great, but one of the complaints is that, but I didn't lose any weight. Well, that's ignorance. That's sheer, pure and simple ignorance. And let me dispel that right now. When you first start working out, there's a sort of grace period in your skeletal muscle growth. And muscle tissue is much heavier than fat, obviously. People, women and men, will tend to pick up a little more weight as they start to work out, because their bodies are changing and increasing muscle mass. And you might not notice the fat loss yet, but it's occurring. And if you continue down that road, what will happen is that you'll start to gain weight, but then it'll start to drop off, because you'll start to lose more fat than you are gaining muscle, presumably with good nutrition and consistent exercise routines. Women, another problem with cardio all the time. Constant cardio over, and this is debated. Some people say one thing, some people say another, but generally speaking, 40 minutes or over of cardio, about an hour's worth of cardio, will send you into what's known as a catabolic state. What that means is that your body will stop utilizing fat for energy or other sources such as glucose, glycogen, or other food energy sources, and it will start to utilize your muscle. Well, as energy, yes, it will. Your body will actually eat the muscle tissue right there on the treadmill. The problem with that is that muscle tissue is the most metabolically charged tissue in the entire body, and your goal is to increase your metabolism. So doing an hour or more of cardio will actually decrease the amount of muscle mass you have, thus decreasing the overall resting metabolic rate. And you don't lose fat when you're exercising. You don't lose it when you're lifting weights. All of those benefits occur throughout the day as your metabolism is charged, as you build more skeletal muscle tissue. When you go to sleep, that's actually where your muscle tissue is built. Your body releases growth hormones at night while you are sleeping in order to repair tissues. It's not just for the brain to rest and relax and recuperate. It's also for your body. So you do too much cardio, you start to lose muscle mass. You start to lose muscle mass, you lose metabolic rate. You start to lose metabolic rate, well, you didn't change anything with the way you ate. So you're still taking in the same amount of calories and the same amount of nutrition, but you have less metabolism. And thus, a lot of food that some of the food that you're consuming will store as stored energy. What is stored energy in the human body? It's fat. Fat is not a bad thing. Fat is a survival mechanism. The only problem with fat right now is that most of the foods that we have in our Western diet are extremely calorically dense. Those calories, if unused, and our meals tend to be larger than 300 or 400 calories, 500, 600, 700 calories. I've seen meals of 1,000 calories or more. Well, your body's only going to process about 200 or 300 calories of that. Everything else either gets pooped out or stored as fat. And so, I guess what I'm getting at is, ladies, Do not be afraid to lift. Lift, 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 lift. Make lifting your core component in your exercise program, and do some cardio, and I promise you, you will see results. Thank you.